So let's start. So in this video, I will be solving the zigzag conversion, which I already did the step 1 and step 2 um, outside of recording. I couldn't record myself. It was during the flight. So basically, okay, let me explain what I did so far. All right, so let me just explain what this problem is about, okay? So this is a zigzag conversion. You're going to be given with a string that looks like this. PayPal is hiring. And when you're given with this, and also you're going to be given an input integer. That's that in this example it will be 3. So you will align each characters in the letter along along with the number. So if this is 3, then you got 3 rows, and you want to align those characters in a zigzag shape. So the first row, it will contain P. The second row, the first element in the second row is going to have A. The first element in the third row will contain Y, and it goes not back to the top. It will go back to the middle because it has to be zigzag. So P, the fourth letter, should go into the middle, and the fifth, 1 2 3 4 5, yeah, fifth character should go to the first row, and it goes on. Okay, PayPal is hiring. So it's aligned in a zigzag style, as you can see in the example. And it's not necessarily always 3. You got 4 rows, you got 1 rows, you got 2 rows. Whatever integer you're given with, you need to be, the solution must align each characters in the letter in a zigzag style. And I came up with the solution in a way that's going to be sliding the index at each iteration and put that corresponding character to the corresponding index of an array that I created. For example, so step 1, we have rows array, and rows array is size of nums rows. This is the integer that's given. So if it's 3, you have rows that containing empty string, 3 empty strings. And then you have current row. That's going to be the sliding index that I was talking about. It's going to back and forth from 0 to 2 if the given num rows is 3. It will be 4 if given num rows is 5. So it slides back and forth between 0 and the last index of rows. And yeah, that index being sliding, you will put the character in the string to the corresponding row in rows array. Do you get that? So that's what it's doing, and the step 2 is a bit refactored version. What I did, okay, so in here at step 1, I declare all the variables at the top, which kind of disturbs the reader. It's kind of hard to understand what variables are responsible for what. So I declare variables right before it's needed. So current row, we need current row. Oh, actually, okay. Actually, I need to declare this variable right here. All right. In direction, yeah, this is what we need right before this nested method. This method gets, okay, this basically does the sliding part of an index, okay, and it holds direction variable, which will be responsible for which direction for the index to go. Okay, so initially I initialize the direction as 1 because I want the index to move forward rather than going back, and this will be a state throughout this method convert. Okay, and okay, initially I declare current row as none because I want to be able to differentiate between um, the start index being 0 as a start and index being 0. I mean, hold on, let me see. Yeah, at the beginning I initialize this one as 0, no, as none, because I want to get 0 here. And okay, I'm going to explain this part later. So this part, so if the current row is 0, then you want to move it to you want to move it forward. You want to move the index forward. If the current row, okay, it needs to be here. All right. If the current row is at the end of the array, then you want to move it back. So direction should be -0. And finally, you add the value by direction and return it. And because we are okay, in this condition, we are assuming that the array is of size of more than 1. But if it's just size of 1, meaning num rows is 1, then we want to always return 0. Otherwise, otherwise, okay, so if it's 0, then direction is 1, and you want to add current row by 1, so it will throw index out of range error. Okay, so that's what it's doing. That's what the method get next row from doing. Okay, and later we initialize current rows variable accordingly, iterate through this, or iterate through each characters in the string, get the next row, and put that character in the designated index. And lastly, we join all the elements in the rows array into one string and return it. Okay, so now I'm going to create step 3 file, which I'm gonna go ahead, copy and paste this, also this part, and try to solve this problem within 10 minutes. Okay, let me turn on the fan because it's kind of hot inside the room. All right. Let me prepare clock. All right. reset. All right, let's start. So what we're going to what we are going to need is internal function that's called get next row from and we need to pass in current row will be index or none, and it will return integer. And let's pass for a moment, and then we need to character in s, and so current row equals to get next row from current row. But in order to do that, we need to initialize current row as none. And okay, we have the current row, and then we need to use that index to designate certain index of rows. Okay, for I in range nums. Alright, and then append this character into the string that's held in the array. After exiting the loop, we need to return rows concatenated. Alright, and I need to implement this part. I don't have a clock up front, so let me okay, it goes back if I click this editor. Alright, and then current row. So what we want to do is if current row is none, then we want to return return 0. Okay, and if num rows equals 1, that means we don't want to go back and forth, we just simply want to return 0. Okay, and if, alright, let's instantiate variables called last row index. Okay, last row index equals num rows minus 1. That's the last index of the given array. Okay, and if current row equals to 0, then direction, which we need to instantiate here, direction equals 1. Direction equals 1, and also we need to say non-local direction to refer back to this variable outside of the scope. Okay, and if current row equals to last row index, then direction should be initialized as -1, right? And then you need to return current row plus direction. Okay, let me verify if everything's going good. So if we say, let's say okay, PayPal is hiring, and num rows is 3, then output should be this one. So assert this equals solution convert blah blah blah. Okay, all right, And next case, PayPal is okay. Okay, all right. PayPal is hiring, and number is 4. Okay, 4. Okay, and another thing, A. And output should be A too, right? Yeah. All right. Let's run the test. It's running. So let me verify this solution in the platform. Copy and paste. Submit. See if it goes as expected. All right, it passes, and I solved this solution within 10 minutes. It's acceptable. So this is it. I'm just going to revise this memo.md to make sure it has Japanese translation, so my fellow reviewers can read it. I'm gonna go ahead and add some context along with the timeline, and that's it. All right. So that's it for this problem. The next problem that I'll be solving will be string to integer. Okay, so I will be looking forward to seeing you. We'll see you soon, indeed. So, bye.